So this is my final video in the series, and I'm going to show you how to add some detail into the ears and into the eyes. It's also a little bit about continuing to work with layers. So I've got two layers over here. I've got bugs, the background one. If I switch off the top one, I can see that. And I've got this grey, bugs grey, this kind of solid colour back head fill in his ears. So I'm going to create another layer on top of that. So I've got another layer, and I'm going to give this layer a name, and I'm going to call it details. Bugs details. Bugs details. Now I can't see bugs' details because they're on this layer. This grey layer is in between them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch off that grey layer. It's still there, but it's just switched off and invisible. And I'm on this top layer. I can see it's blue and it's selected. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to trace out the details of his ears. So again, now you can see how thick my line is here. That's because it's kept the selection from the last time I was using it on his outline. So that's okay, because when I get back here, I can just go up to my line tool and I can see it's 9.5, so it's a pretty hefty and thick line. And I'm going to go back and make it thinner. This time, I'm just going to use my color dropper straight away. So I'm going to use my color. Go into my dropper, I'm going to select the middle of his ear, jumps into the box, I'm going to click on the fill, and I'm going to fill that. Yeah, so I've got that one. Then I'm going to use my node tool, the same as I did in the previous lesson, and I'm going to very, very quickly just drag out his ear shape like that. So that's his ear. I'm going to see what that looks like when I switch the other one back on. So that looks pretty good, even if this line around the outside is really, really thick. So I'm going to switch off the other bit of bugs again, and I'm going to go back and I'm going to trace out his other ear. Now it should keep the same line thickness as the last set of lines that I drew. So again, I'm going to go back round, back to the start, and I'm going to fill it. Now look, it's actually already kept the picker color, so I'm just going to fill it using the same color. And I'm going to take my node tool, and I'm going to very quickly drag out like that. This time what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch that back off again, and let's have a little look at it. Yeah, that looks good. I quite like that. Now you can see over here, this is a little bit... Now, oh, I can't work on that layer. Why? Because it's on the other layer. This isn't on the one that's active. So I have to switch to the one I want to work on, which is that one. And now I can drag Bugs' ear, and I can make him slightly less pointy. Let's have a little look at my handle. Let's take that up. Oops, a little bit of work needed on his ear there. Now the line's too thick here again, so I'm going to make that line a little bit thinner. So I take it down like that. And let's have a little look what that looks like without bugs in the background. So I'm going to take bugs out this time. And I've got the start of the tracing of my Bugs Bunny like that. Now I could go in, let's switch that one off again, and I'm going to trace out the eye this time. So this time I'm going to go in. Oh, and it's actually warning me, you're on the wrong layer, Mr. Smith. So I'm going to have to make sure that I go onto the right layer. So the details are on that one, so I'm going to click on the details like that, and I can trace out the details of his eyes like that. So it takes a little bit getting used to, but once you do get the habit of it, it becomes really, really quick. And I can just take his eyes. Now I know that that is just white. So there we go, like that. So that's how I would create my Bugs Bunny. Now that doesn't look very good, but once you've had a little play around with it and you've eased these lines and made them a little bit less square, you can get some really good results. I hope you found that helpful. If you have, feedback to your teacher. Say if there's anything else that you want to get a video made up on that might help you. Or just let me know what you think of it. Thank you. I hope you've enjoyed it.